ask first and foremost, let's start with our questions. How about that? What are some major wins that we're having right now with product experiences? Now, the majority of people have been talking about Tubi because it's so exciting and so many things have been happening. But will you talk to me about a product experience that is really lit a fire or some mad excitement within you, within your team right now, please? Ooh. Tubi Mindset? Anybody? Anybody having great results with it, with their coaches? Anybody's have people that are down 5 pounds? Just unmute yourself, please. Yeah, Teresa. Yeah.
So we have a group going that we have our coaches and customers in there, and it's very active right now. People are very excited about the program. They're going through the videos, and they're just, they're posting about their small wins and, a few pounds lost and things like that. But they're just like really excited that this is something new and very simple. Everybody keeps it so simple, but yet it's still making a big difference. Yeah. So that's really good because it's getting us excited as well. Mark and I are going through it, and we're talking to each other about it and how we can help our customers and things like that, even with kind of the little tidbits we're getting from it. So it's going well.
I love it. I love that Mark's on board too, to really learn the principles.
Oh yeah.
Love that. Very cool. What else about Tubi Mindset? Let's just keep going with this. Anybody else?
I might be an oddball in this really quick, but I'm honestly struggling with it myself. Really kind of wrapping my head around it because I'm so really strategic and needing a game plan and being told what to eat and finding out like how much to eat for my body, especially that I'm working out. And I've actually, Alicia and I have discussed this because I'm just like, okay, I'm trusting the process and I'm understanding that, kind of who maybe it's meant for, but I've struggled this month really promoting it because it is so not like I went through the challenge group guide today or the success group guide. And even that kind of confused me because it's just so not structured and I don't work well that way. So I'm just like, I'm personally struggling, but I mean, we're still going to be running. We still have a group that's going. We're in prep week this week, but it's really hard to make that. And I think Autumn talked about it in her coach test group, that shift from 80 day to all of a sudden like, hey, 80 day to, Tubi Mindset is like polar opposite of everything. And so, I mean, I just kind of wanted to be real with that. Because I know sometimes it can be scary where everybody's like, everything's going great. And I'm like, I'm struggling like a lot on it right now.
You know what? I love you saying that though, because there is a lot of people that absolutely feel your same way. And this was a conversation. Did you watch that part where Danielle and Tony talked about it with the call that I sent you? So that was a big eye opener to me. And just from personal experience, because I'm like you, Deanna, where I'm very structured. I like to know exactly what I'm doing, how many portions, like I'm just that reels with my brain. What I realized though with Tubi, it's kind of your true north, so of course there's gonna be programs that are gonna come out and we're going to have specific nutrition, to it. For example, Maverick. Okay. Live For, that was the code name. Sorry, that was really weird. It just did not sound right. I'm like, wait a second, what is it? Okay, but Live For, if we were going, I will say this: the transition from Tubi to Live For will be very simple, but going from 80 day to Tubi, like you're saying, polar opposite, not figuring out. And I would just say this is trust the program, figure out if it's for you. What it did for me, because I was in the test group of Tubi, was it made me realize my relationship with the scale was not right. Meaning I feared it because I never weighed myself. And that number made me judge myself, or it made me feel like I wasn't doing things perfect. So I am a perfectionist, but I try not to be, right? So what I realized was the beautiful thing though for me was certain foods definitely inflame my body. So if I had something on one night and then I weighed myself and I weighed more, I'm like, oh, that inflamed my body. But then I've realized certain foods allowed me to either maintain or to lose. And I think it was just a really gut check to realize like true north, like what's happening. And I just believe her philosophy, it was liberating when she's like, no, just have 3 big meals a day. Like you don't have to think about these unless you're hungry. But we're so, and she'll get into this, we're so tuned to a before pre-workout and after workout, like, and it's so regimented that really you need to ask your body, like, are you even hungry? Because if you are, okay, then eat. If you're not, then okay, don't. But because I'm the same way as you, Deanna, so I just want to relate with 100%. I had to kind of give it like, okay, like some time. But I would say it is an eye opener for you to realize this is my true north. Like when I went to, where did I go? Punta Cana. And I literally was like, okay, you know, I just kind of had fun. I did what I wanted to do, drank what I wanted to drink, and ate what I wanted to eat. And literally I gained, it was kind of comical because the next day, and I got some rash on my foot. So I went to the emergency room, or the Instacare, and I got on the scale and I just kind of giggled. I was like, woo, I'm up 10 pounds, you know, and this was actually after eating like that day. And then, but literally I maybe was up like 7 or so, and I lost it within about 2 to 3 days because I just went back to the whole principle. So I would say it's your true north. It's a way for you to figure out like in between, because the whole thing with the container system, it's not something you can live every single day. Well, you're not supposed to live it like that, you know, and I think all of us take it to extremes where I've lived that way for 4 years. Like, it's like, I know exactly what I need to be eating. So I would just say, you know, pick out the things that you really like and that you can really attest to. But what I'm hearing from the majority of my coaches is just the pure freedom of it, you know, and that it's that whole mindset shift. So I would just say, give it some time. You see what things work for you. And at the end of the day, it may not be your tribe of peeps, but if you have somebody that comes to you and says, you know what, I need to lose a significant amount of weight, and you can literally ask the question, are you wanting to be very structured with nutrition fitness, or are you wanting to, you know, focus solely on your nutrition? And then allow them to decide. And then you have 2 platforms. So that was long-winded, but hopefully that can kind of relate. Yeah.
Can I chime in really quick?
Yes.
Along those lines, and just from my own personal experience and from talking to my own coaches and my upline, I know it's a struggle for everybody, the shifts from 80-day obsession to 2B mindset. And what it honestly reminded me of, because they're so opposite, is when I did a certification training school to be a certified holistic health coach through the Institute for Integrative Nutrition. And you hear every single nutritional theory out there. And you go to this certification course thinking like, I'm going to learn exactly what people need to know, but you don't. You learn all of the theories that are out there. And then it's really kind of an eye-opener, I feel like, for us as coaches to remember that there really isn't the perfect solution for every single body, because everyone's situation is so different. And so for me, as a mom of 2 babies right now, I have been really struggling with 80-day obsession, because like I'm so stubborn, and like the whole like don't ever quit, don't ever jip yourself. Like I've been very hard on myself, but I'm kind of coming to a realization like it's been impossible for me to finish one full workout without stopping. Like the other day, I swear I started it 6 times, and I was like, screw it. And so if you have customers who I feel like have a very stressful life, or someone who needs like a quick win, since like with 2B mindset, you know, you go 2 pounds at a time and that's your focus, and you focus on those small wins, I feel like people are going to be much more encouraged, rather than someone being thrown into something like 80-day obsession when they're really not ready for it, and then like setting themselves up almost for failure because they don't have the mental capacity to do it yet, or even the ability in their lifestyle. So for me, that's kind of been what I've been realizing as I'm learning through and going through the process of learning the principles. And then structure wise, it is much more ambiguous, but I do love that it has, like we talk about in coaching, if we try to focus on too many different areas, then we're not focused on anything. And I do like with 2B mindset, like you have 4 principles. And that's really it. And that's your structure to focus on. And you have like your pictures of the portions. Like this morning I'm eating breakfast, and I'm like, well, I guess I have to put the food on the plate. Like to actually measure it, I can't like pick from, you know, different things. So that's been my personal experience and kind of what I'm realizing. And I think as more people go through this and as we go through it longer, we're going to have more clarity of, we have now a phenomenal different tool to offer people. And that's kind of how I've been absorbing it, I guess.
For sure. Who else wants to chime in? This is a good conversation about 2B. Yes, Ellen, please.
So I have one win from one of my customers. She literally just started doing this, I think 6 days ago, 5 days ago. She started a couple days before my group launched. She's down 11 pounds already. It's crazy. She has a lot of weight to lose, but I haven't seen a weight loss like that in any of my challenge groups in a long time. So I'm really stoked about that. And then for me personally, the one big takeaway that I've had so far is using the accessories. I love how Ilana calls it accessorizing. Like, it's really, really awesome because for so long I've looked at like, oh, I want to like have some cheese with my salad, or I want to put cheese on like my pasta, and like, oh my gosh, I can actually eat pasta again. And like these little things, I always, in my mind before, I thought of as like bad or like extra, or like I shouldn't have that because it doesn't align with like me trying to like shred out my abs and stuff. And so being able to have a little bit more fun with just even the verbiage helps my mindset around that so much. So that's been like one of my biggest like fun takeaways this last week.
I totally get it.
Totally. I love that. Thanks, Ellen, for sharing that. And I think just, whatever you're learning along the way and the excitement of like the 11 pounds, like you're saying, I had a conversation with my 5-day Extra Diamonds yesterday, and it was really cool because I have a coach that literally spoke up. She's like, I have somebody that needs to lose quite a bit of weight, and she was doing, 80 days. She started with 80 day, and by day 5, and the client was like, I'm 100%, like I'm doing this, I'm 100% into it. I want to do 80 day. And she's like, okay, okay, awesome. By day 5, she was so exhausted. She couldn't move, and she was just frustrated. And, and me being, if I was a coach, I'd be like, okay, no worries. Let's go to a different program. Right. Like that's my mind shift. And she's like, no, what I said to her was, not a problem. Oh, yeah? On the days that you're feeling like that, let's just focus on nutrition. Let's just focus on 2B and that. And then when you're ready to do 80 day, do 80 day. Like, so that she's kind of accomplishing both, but she's, dedicating for 80 days and staying consistent. But I just loved how she's like, like on these days that it just kind of sucks and you can't go on and your body hurts, like, let's focus on this thing. And the client was like, absolutely. And then she started losing same thing, like 11 pounds within a week or whatever it was. And it's like, wow, like it's amazing. So I think it's just obviously how you're tailoring it. But your concerns, Deanna, are absolutely valid. It is so split with our, clientele base. It's either we need a very regimented or we need a very not. So I love that we're having this. Using the scale, I agree. I'm just going to see what you guys are saying. I'm going to before it. Totally. And using the scale as a measuring tool, we become our own science experiment. Oh, I love this. Mindy Hoare did a guest speaker on my upline team's call, and her testimony from being in the test room with PCO. Oh, was it Lindsay Weiss? Is that who PCOS? Who was it?
No, my coach is Liz Harkey.
Yeah.
And so yeah, Mindy she was a guest speaker on our team call, and hearing her share her experience with being in the test group after doing 80-day obsession, and she had a lot of health issues going on, so she didn't really get amazing results from 80-day obsession because her health was in a bad place. Sorry. She lost 26 pounds in 2 months on 2B mindset, but it was like, I know a lot of us probably have people coming to us with PCOS, which is the polycystic ovarian syndrome, which is a hormonal imbalance where it makes losing weight really hard. And to hear her testimony and her struggle going through it was really, it was very encouraging. And she was moving through it, so she ate out like almost the whole entire time being in the test group, which was really cool to hear.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Little man is not happy. Very cool. So I know that was like a kind of a tangent on 2B, but let's also talk about, but I love that. So, and Deanna, and every single one of you are so open to different feedback. Nothing has to be butterflies and rainbows. We don't learn from it. We don't, but I will say this, just that transition from 2B to Lift 4 will be very fluid. And it's not, you'll either have the program that you'll stick with as far as like the nutrition plan. And that's what I'm doing. So I'm in the group, and it's very systematic. So you'll like that, Deanna, or people can use their own nutrition. So it will be really, really, really great. With that, yeah, please, Daphne, speak.
Sorry, I'm not feeling that great today. I don't know if I was allowed to do this, but I noticed a lot of my coaches were kind of going, oh, we don't have to work out anymore, you know, and they're promoting it where they're not working out. And my coaches that were working out before aren't working out now because you don't have to work out with a program. So speaking of Lift 4, I reached out to Joel and I was like, would you mind doing a quick video for my team? First of all, you're the bobblehead this month. I want my team to reach Success Club, but just talk about the importance of, you know, this program and the transition to Lift 4. And like within 10 minutes, I had a video from him to post to my team.
Can you share that with us?
Yeah, it was awesome. So
yeah,
I was
we'd love
like,
to
oh
see
my God, he did it. So my team was all jazzed up. Obviously, we drool over Joel. And so to have him like do the video and talk about to be mindset. And I told him totally promote Lift 4 too, you know, it's for your own gain. But he just talked about to be mindset and then into Lift 4 and then also, you know, getting the bobblehead for the month. So it was fun. And I'm trying to position my team too is you can't promote this program of not working out, because now we have a new workout program coming out in a few weeks. What are you going to do? And so we're really trying to make it of that good balance. So yeah, I'll totally share the video.
For sure. And within 2 weeks of that program, now that they understand it, you're going to want to have fun. Like, you know, yes, she preaches the extra credit and that. And I still worked out while doing 2B because for my sanity and for the sake of every one of you, like I need to work out, right? Like but I will say I wasn't as regimented. I started doing more fun things. I started doing felt like what my body needed at the moment. But there was a lot of conversation about that actually in the test group, Bethany, with like, okay, now 2B Mindset is launched. We're doing this. Like, how do we bridge that gap? And he was so fluid with it. And like, no, we support this, but you know, and if the nutrition is working with it, but people are going to want to start working out. Like, and that's why I feel like it's so important if we promote this right with them buying the excuse me, the bottle access and challenge pack with 2B, then, you know, within a couple weeks, you can have a conversation. Hey, you got this as well. Like, let's start playing around with this. There's a great program coming out that's only 4 days a week. Like, start building up to it. Because yes, for the sake of everything, people still need to work out. But you will notice, and what I did, like on heavy lift days, then the next day I weighed myself and I weighed a little bit more. But then I started to understand, you know, on days that I ran the next day, I weighed less. I was like, oh, okay. Like, but I'm not going to run every single day. That will just make me go crazy. So, you know, you start to really realize it. But I love that he did that for you, Daphne. That's so cool. So share that if you would, please. Would love to see that. Okay. So after the call last week, so can I ask you, what did we do to, you know, Elisa was on here, right? And she spoke to us about mindset. So can I just ask some personal experiences from that call, please? Anybody?
I'll go because I haven't talked yet. So I loved that call, and I loved her approach of writing whatever your negative thoughts were on one page and the other. And I thought, like, honestly, that I'm like a super positive person and like I worked through a lot of my limiting beliefs. But then after like seeing it in that light and really paying more attention to my own internal dialogue, I realized I'm like, wow, I do have still have a lot of shit that's holding me back. Sorry, guys. Sorry, Jessica, if you have any kids in the room. But just kind of realizing like I was like stressing out about, or not stressing out, but like I have this new rock star, but she's on my strong leg. And like, oh, now I have 2 like rock star coaches on my strong leg. And then I'm like, why am I stressing out about this? Because if I'm like gunning for whatever superstar, I need like 8 diamonds on one leg, you know? And so I realized I sort of had all these like limiting beliefs about my ability to actually grow this business as big as I want. I think because I'm 4 years in and I'm not there yet and blah, 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 blah. So that's really helped me this week, is writing that stuff down and realizing where my limiting beliefs are and trying to rework and to replace them. So I thought that was an awesome call, and that's really helped me a lot this week.
Awesome. Good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to share? Have you taken this to your teams? Did you share it with your team?
I turned around and literally like duplicated. I gave her credit, but I was like, oh, we just got off this call. Because last Tuesday was one of those like, same thing. I've been at this for 7 years. And it was just like, what am I doing? you know, like, should I really be doing this? And so like listening to that call and just all about mindset, I just turned around and I just did a live video for my team. It was like, listen, this is what's going on. Here's what I just learned in the process, you know, the steps that she takes for like recognizing it, and then, you know, all that kind of stuff. So
For sure. Good. I just want to make sure that what we're putting in here is useful, you know, and really, I did share also Jade's, and I know she popped off, but Jade's Instagram training on it. Reconnected is, oh, she's cute. She's like, my wife, I'm like, are you okay? Because she popped off because I wanted to just see, did you guys have a chance to talk or watch her Instagram training? That one was good. What are your thoughts, Jessica? Or I almost said Jessica. Teresa, please.
Yeah, I really liked it. She had a lot of great stuff to talk about. I really like how she designed her profile. So I'm kind of like going through mine and just evaluating my posts and my Instagram stories to see if it really matches my brand and everything like that. So it got me thinking about certain things like that. But I'm really now, I'm really focused on Instagram. So that was like perfect timing.
Yeah.
For me, because I've kind of put Facebook on autopilot and just really going into Instagram. So it was really good to have that call.
For sure. Good. I think this is the thing is I'm not going to overwhelm you, and I don't want to overwhelm you. Let's just say I know I definitely probably do with all the crap that I put in there, but I posted it on Friday. If you just scroll up, Alicia, did you ask that? Yeah. If you just scroll up, but she did her best tips for Instagram, and she's really good at just her Instagram training. So if you have, and this is a source too, if you have a coach that asks, hey, I really want to build on Instagram, or I don't know where to start, I would just like take these resources, take these tools and pass it on. But if you get a moment, you know, and you want more on Instagram, because that's where she builds, you know, 90%, if not more, of her business, I would say just, yeah, that is a really, really, really great call. What else? Ladies, we have a couple minutes left and we're missing so many great people. Where's your husband, Miss Deanna? I know where your husband is, Teresa.
He is getting trees for the backyard priorities. # backyard goals.
Hey, lucky. Very cool. Okay. Sorry to call that out. Let me ask you this. So next week yes, Alicia, go.
I just want to say if anybody has any tips about getting your coaches to Summit, because I had quite a few coaches who were signed up, who were ready to go, and they're like all dropping off last minute. Like, I can't afford it now, or I don't feel like I'm this invested in my business anymore, so it's not worth the expense. And it's like they're all just like leaving the Summit ship. And I'm like, what is going on? So I'm curious your thoughts on getting your coaches to go. And if you sign up like new rock stars, say this month, how to talk to them about Summit without it being like, you're a brand new coach and now next month you should fly to Indianapolis and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I would love to hear thoughts on that.
I have a tip, I guess. So we have gotten our coaches who have already gone to Summit to do a very quick, like 3 to 5 minute video on the importance of getting to Summit. So they'll pop on, and usually like we ramp up like maybe 2 months before Summit, and we like sprinkle them in. So we'll ask those coaches, hey, can you please just do a video about your experience at Summit, why you're so excited, what you got out of it the last time, and what it did for your business after you attended Summit. So they'll come on and they'll talk about it, and then they'll get more excited. We actually had some really great coaches who were kind of on the fence, and they had already been there last year. And we were like, really? Like, they're in our inner circle. They're one of our rockstar coaches. And then, you know, a couple new people came in, and then they kind of lit the fire and everything like that. But then they decided they were going to jump on because, like, that's what happens. It's like the excitement builds up and everything. So those videos have been really helpful because it's not just coming from us. It's coming from other people, and really just talking about it, or really emphasizing what actually happens after Summit. Because they could say, well, yeah, like Summit's like this big party or whatever, and we went to some workshops, but what happens after to their business is what's most important and what really gets people to go.
I love that. Thank you for sharing.
No, that's awesome. I feel like we should all do that. Regardless if you even have your main leaders going, if you're still trying to, strike interest in them still being able to participate, and to maybe they'll book a flight or book an opportunity to go to that. But I feel like, and it's so awesome for them to also speak out what happened, and then it'll be on their they'll be able to then be like, okay, now what am I going to take out of this next experience? So even if your team is going, maybe just ramp up the excitement, because we literally only have 5 weeks until that happens. It's crazy. We love on every single one of you. Hey, speaking of Jade, she's back. Her Wi-Fi is officially back. I just wanted to add, so we obviously shared the call. Oh, and now she's frozen. No. Oh, there you are. Here, I'll unmute you. You stay put. Okay, talk.
Are you able to hear me?
Yeah. Yeah. Hey,
I don't know if my Wi-Fi.
Oh, no, it's cutting out. Dang it. I would say this. So some of them have watched it, some of them haven't watched it yet, but if they feel inclined, if you have any questions, obviously please reach out to Jade. It was such an amazing call, but you're nodding your head and it's working now. Do you have anything that you want to share in conjunction with your Instagram training that you did? Because it was really, really, really great. Aww. Boo. Oh, no. Okay, never mind. You're good. Okay, let me ask you all this. So for next week, we have a leader. Or excuse me, I'm going to find a leader. Let me rephrase that. The awesome news is, and I need to actually write her back, Daphne, that's going to work. So we have Daphne's gal that she is really excited about, but that will happen in June. So my question for you is what are we looking for on our next hot seat call with a leader? What is it that we need? Unmute yourself.
Here, I'll tell you what I need, which is probably not what anybody else needs, but what would really help me. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I'm new to Instagram, which I think a couple of you guys are. So I'm finally getting down how to follow people and have them follow me back, and posting and Insta stories and all that good stuff. But with Facebook, I actually had a Google streak that I worked from. So anytime I would add a friend, then I'd put them in my streak, and then I would know to comment on them, and then I would know to send them a message, and then I would know to invite. So I had a very systematic approach. With Instagram, I'm I don't even know where to begin, because you're following so many people and they're following you back, and then you're liking, and I'm I don't even know who to talk to or who I have talked to. I'm just overwhelmed, big time, because I'm and people's names aren't their names. So I don't even know if they're have I talked to them on Facebook, because I don't know. I'm hot mess when it comes to Instagram. Hot mess.
Hey, well, and I feel like we have the Jade, if we could just get her to speak. I feel like that question could be answered, and maybe she's typing in here. Are you typing in our message thing, possibly? On just a systematic approach to how to track. Let me hop on my phone. Perfect. So I feel let's get you an answer now, Deanna. No reason to wait a week for that one. That's good. Okay.
Awesome. While she's doing that, can I ask a question that you may or may not have the answer to about Lift 4?
Yeah.
Do we know when we're going to get the pricing for if people just want that early access? What is the pricing on that?
Please hold.
Okay.
So next Wednesday, there will be a training actually in the Beach by Chance page that will cover that. And it will be a 3-week training, you just said? 3-week training? 3-week training. So it's going to be every Wednesday. So it's going to build on layers, but you will know the answer to that on next Wednesday for sure. So Beach by Chance page. Yeah, great question.
Cool. I'm starting to promote it now, actually. I'm super excited about it. It's a perfect summertime workout or program where people are I don't have 6 days to commit, or I don't have, an hour. 30 minutes 4 times, done. So
it's liberating. I will tell you that right now. This morning I went out and ran at 6 a.m. And it's you're actually able to live your life. And it's my forever program. Well, and Joel is very, very uberly nice to look at. Okay. I'm glad there's no men. They're like, what, are you really? Are you serious? Okay. Jade, why don't you unmute yourself? And did you remember her question?
No, can you touch on that again?
Yeah. Deanna, will you ask?
Okay. So I, along with, I think maybe a couple people, are kind of Instagram newbies. And, you know, when you're like following mass people and like commenting and their names are different, like with Facebook, I have a very systematic approach. With Instagram, I don't even know where to begin, because people say, oh, you know, comment and then reach out to them. But it's like, how do you choose when you're following so many people or they're following you in such mass quantities, and keeping it systematic to know who to invite and how to follow up? And I just don't even know where to begin. So I don't invite anybody. I just follow and comment. That's all I do right now. I don't know what else to do.
So I actually don't use like a super systematic process for Facebook or Instagram while I'm adding people, but it's more so once they actually show interest or once I actually invite somebody. So I think the biggest thing is just putting constant, like small little invites throughout your Instagram story. That's my biggest thing. And then once a week on my page. And anyone that likes that, comments on that, or messages me from that, after that is when I actually add them into like Google Streak. I'll get their email and add them over there, and then create like a funnel then. Does that kind of help? Because there are so many people being added constantly that it's hard. It would be like impossible to track new friends.
Okay. So the only people that you ever invite are people that have already liked, commented on
or even people that are watching your Instagram stories. So you can just swipe up on your own Instagram story and see who is actually watching it. You could invite them from there as well. So if it's something like I'm talking about coaching or I'm talking about my fitness challenge, I'll swipe up on those ones and invite those people as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And I would say just, Deanna, go watch her training too that I put in there when you get a chance. I think that will answer so many questions. It's such a great training. So thank you, Jay. Thanks for jumping on two. This is kind of cool. I appreciate you doing that. So Jessica says, we could have Joel be our next guest speaker. Okay, that's really funny. And actually kind of, let me see what I can do. I might have to do like a big group thing. But I like where you're.
And we could use it for marketing.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, let me ponder this. I get where you're going. Okay. Any other requests? Because I will go find a great leader. We will find a great topic. But if there's something specific, and even if I can't find it this week, I'll keep it in my notes so that I'm constantly looking for that. But is there anything else? Yes, Ellen, please.
One thing that would really help me is how do I phrase this? Like keeping your leaders around. And like how to like nurture like your new batch of leaders. Because right now, like in my business, I have like leader stabilization. Thank you, Jade. Yeah, just how to like keep the fire burning once your coaches go diamond, once they, keep on holding diamond, and then like any tips around that. Because I do have a couple diamonds on my team that are like what are you doing? I need you for 5-star. Hey, doing this.
For sure. No, I love that. For sure. I think that's a great topic. So let me go hunt that down. Let me go hunt. Okay. Awesome. Well, ladies, I hope, is there anything else that we need to talk about today before
Brittany, we need to tell you congratulations on your promotion.
Thank you.
That's a very important part of the conversation. Congratulations.
It was funny. My 5 and 8 star diamond group started blowing up and I was like, what did I miss? And so then then they're screenshotting it. I'm like, oh, that's cute. So thank you. It's very, very kind of you. 3 years, baby, 3 years. Okay. So let's call it a day. I would just want to remind you, we're only halfway in the month. Wherever you're at right now, please, please, please continue to push as it's the first or the last day of the month. This To Be Mindset launch, and the launches that are coming forward literally is just going to spring you forward through the entire year. So I would just say, this is your opportunity right now to really see what your business can do, how you can help both markets. Somebody that wants to be very regimented, somebody that wants to focus on nutrition. Like really push yourself to really see what's possible. And I love this. I use Deanna as an example all the time. Find your numbers. I mean, it was the most beautiful thing when last year she's like, you know what? When my SE was crazy high, it was too much. But now I know what I can manage. So I'm just going to challenge you. If you are not at your goal, keep going. And if you're at your goal, you know what? This month is a launch month. See what you can do, add on to it, because I don't want you to get stagnant. I don't want you to wait, because we do have a summit. We need to create momentum going into the month of June. But I'm just very excited to obviously see you in a couple weeks. I am always here for you. I adore every single one of you, and I appreciate you showing up today. So thank you for being the best reason of this call, because it's you. And I will get you a great leader that's going to speak on leader stabilization. Okay. We'll do leader stabilization. All right. Y'all have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon, okay? Bye, ladies.